Hello, good day, beautiful people. I am the Inspirational Lady Noble 365 Tarot. Welcome to my channel. I greatly appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you will love this vibe. And everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This could be past, present, or future, you or someone around you. So take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. This is a general read. This is not a personal read. If you like a personal read, check out the description below, and I'll be happy to assist you with doing so. Find that tarot is just a tool, it is not the final rule. So it's a good idea to have an empty cup when you're on Lady Noble's channel and you really want to see what's up. Hope you all are doing wonderful and great and feeling fantastic. Give me a few moments here. Few moments. Be with you in one moment. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you'll love this vibe, and everything you need to know about me is in the description below. Okay. As you see, I have the divination board out, and we're going to do a one question, one answer. But before we do the one question, one answer, we're going to do 2 deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Breathe in. Breathe in. Release. Breathe in. And release. I'll give you a few moments to think of the question that you want to ask Spirit or the Divine. Okay, and now we will begin the pendulum. Okay, the consistency that I have right away, collective, is February, Pisces, yes, Friday, September, Libra, and Virgo. The consistency that I have is February, Pisces, yes, Friday, Libra, September, and Virgo. So take those answers in account to whatever question that you ask the divine source, spirit, or however you refer to your belief system. All are welcome on this channel. Does not matter what your belief system is, okay? Be patient with me, okay? You can just call me Mrs. Turtle. I need to change my name to Turtle Tarot because I am taking my time. Those who up with me will be, around. Will be around, okay? All right. Hope you're having a lovely day. Lovely day, lovely day. Gonna be a lovely day, lovely day, lovely day. Ooh. Okay. We have healing phase, broken phase. So, but it's in the upright. So spirit is focusing on healing phase. So maybe collective, you or someone around you could be going through a healing phase. Maybe you are overcoming some kind of disappointment, some kind of devastation. Maybe you are in a separation, a breakup. Maybe you receive some news that maybe, has your heart heavy at the time. This could be something that you're dealing with currently, some kind of sadness, or something that you're overcoming. You could be healing from this. So you're in a healing phase at this time. Okay. This could be a family situation. If you've lost someone, condolences to you and your family as well. You could be grieving as well, collective. You and your family and close loved ones could be grieving someone who has transitioned, okay, or some kind of information. I'm like seeing a family gathering and receiving some kind of information or news, okay? Maybe someone receives something is going on with their health, okay? And this is raising a major concern for someone. Someone could also be healing from a small procedure, Spirit is saying. Maybe someone had to have some kind of surgery, some kind of, something dealing with their health, okay? Maybe they're going through a healing phase as well. You could be taking care of someone who is healing from some kind of procedure. This could be someone in the family as well, okay? This could be the matriarch of the family, if not someone who's respected like the matriarch, like maybe the eldest or oldest sibling, okay, of a family. I'm hearing favorite aunt, favorite uncle, the family's favorite. Hmm. That's just a metaphor for someone who's greatly loved in the family, okay? This person could have a lot of people surrounding them at this time while they're going through this healing phase. Maybe they're in and out of therapy. Maybe they're being transported to and from therapy. There could be family and friends gathering, collaborating to make sure this person gets back into to their regular state of health, their regular state of being. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This person could be someone who's used to being very busy prior to having this small procedure or having to go through this situation where they're in a phase of healing themselves, whether it's physically. This could be physical, this could be emotional, this could be spiritual. Okay. People could be maybe encouraging this person to take it easy. This is like I'm seeing someone with maybe a cast on their leg. Maybe they're being told to lie down or rest, and this is someone who wants to, like, no, I can drive myself to the store kind of energy. There's a lot of family and love around this person at this time. They're greatly loved and heavily supported, but this is someone who doesn't know how to sit down. This is one of those. Someone who's very hard-headed, okay? They don't know how to sit down. They just don't get it, okay? And now I'm hearing they don't want to get it. Okay. This is someone who's used to, yeah, this could be like the matriarch of the family or someone who's looked at and respected in that manner. They are used to being head of the household, they're used to being in control. So, being at a point in their life where they have to take a rest, which is only temporary, because I heard small procedure, they're used to moving about and they don't want to be still. Okay. Yeah, so the next card that we have here is the Nine of Cups. So this person is someone who's very abundant, okay, who has a lot of people, could be financially stable. I'm hearing extremely financially stable as well, as far as, their well-being. And this is someone who doesn't have any problem with medical insurance or therapy, whatever is necessary for them to have success in this healing, they're able to afford it. That's part of the read that's coming out. Okay, this is someone who's very financially stable, very well respected, and they have a lot of people surrounding them at this time, which is beautiful. That wants to help. Whether this is running errands, cleaning their home, helping them bathe, this could be different things. Okay, lots of love, lots of love. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, and with the stairway to light here, this is someone, like I said, they're very admired. like a favorite. I'm hearing favorite. This is a favorite aunt or uncle of the family. This is someone who does a lot, has given a lot, very successful, very financially stable and comfortable, has a very active life prior to having this procedure done. They're just having a hard time healing because this is someone who refuses to be still. Okay, so the family could be maybe, bickering with this person. Nothing drastic here, just telling them, hey, you need to take care of yourself. You're going to have to rest. And this is, I'm like actually seeing someone with a cast on their leg hopping around the house, like, I'm going to clean up on my own. I'm going to do this on my own. I'm going to, and they really don't have to. Like, you hear of people getting in situations where they need assistance and they, unfortunately, sometimes people don't have it. But this person has it and they want to do it themselves. They're so accustomed to helping others that they don't know how to receive in their time of need. Okay. And the need is, this is for their well being. This is so that they will recover and be successful at healing, especially if it's some kind of procedure regarding maybe something being implanted into their leg or their hip. Maybe someone had a hip replacement, a knee replacement, okay? And it can be successful. They just need to sit down. That's what I keep hearing. They just need to sit down and they just need to calm down, okay? This person may even receive a notice from the doctor giving them an extension of recovery time because they're refusing to elevate their leg or be on bed rest or follow through with the requirements. Okay. Yeah, this is someone with CEO here, the King of Wands. This is someone who's accustomed to being in authority. They are a leader in their own right. This could be an entrepreneur. This is someone that's very financially stable as well. There could be maybe their children and family members. I'm hearing something about a lover. Okay. Just a lot of people surrounding them, a lot of back and forth communication. There are some family members that are going to walk away because they see that this person isn't listening and they're going to do what they want to do. Someone is saying they're going to do what they want to do anyway. Okay. Yeah, they're very determined to get back to their busy life. This could be someone, it happens, but is rarely spoken about. Confirmation. When someone is maybe older in age, collective, and as we move forward, people have different concerns concerning their health. And sometimes it can be something that make them afraid. It could scare them. They could be intimidated or in fear, thinking because of their age that they're down for the count or afraid they may not recover successfully if they don't keep moving. I'm picking up there's some kind of anxiety here regarding this person that they're keeping to themselves. They may need to just be vocal and express how they're feeling, and maybe their physician or therapist or someone could meet them in the middle. They could have some kind of concern or worry that if they actually sit down and rest, oh wow, this is this person is all in their head. They feel like if they don't stay busy, as you see this person with all those papers in their hand, and she's saying, "Stop! No, go have a seat. No, you're not supposed to be here. You're supposed to be at home. You're supposed to be resting. What are you doing? I told you we got this here." So this person feels that if they're not executing the job or getting the work done, that no one can get the job done but them. But they're also feeling if they don't keep moving, like they're going to be erased off the planet or they're going to disappear. This person is they're holding a lot of anxiety, collective. So if this is a loved one or someone you care about, you may want to personally and privately have a conversation with them and just simply ask them how they're feeling and allow them to vent to you. Just be a listening ear. They have some concerns that they're not expressing. They've had a successful procedure. Everything looks fine. The doctor's telling them everything is looking well. just stay off your feet. But they're having some internal, some inner mental issues and thoughts. 101 inferior thoughts is what I call it. Just playing around in their head. And it's regarding, that they're more seasoned now. They're up in age, and they're having some kind of anxiety, and they feel like if they stop moving, it's going to change something about, uh, they won't be who they used to be prior to this procedure. And this is very Pacific. This person is holding this on the inside. For some reason, they are afraid to express how they feel. They are afraid to utilize their self expression and just be vocal and, say how you feel if you're having some kind of anxiety, because they are accustomed to being the leader. Also, I picked up head of the household moments ago. Maybe this is someone who also has a lot of responsibility. And so instead of focusing on resting, when you do have a lot of responsibility, that's natural. Maybe this is playing out in their mind, things that need to be done, when in reality, they just need to relax because there is people surrounding them. You see the hand up like, we told you we got it. Go sit down somewhere. We told you we'll clean the house. We'll do the groceries. We already paid all the bills. We already balanced the checkbook. There's nothing to do. We already went to the store and opened up, and we paid the employees. What else you want us to do? We did inventory. There's like a list of things, because this person could have a lot of investments. They could be an entrepreneur. This could be someone who owns a lot of property. They have their hands in a lot of different baskets, but in a positive way. And being on this bed rest is creating some form of anxiety. And even though that may be considered to be small, this is something that this person needs to be vocal and just get it off their mind. Look, I got a lot going on, and I am concerned and worried, and I'm having some anxiety, about their business affairs. They're concerned that there is something that won't get tended to, but I'm not picking that up. There is a lot of assistance and help and people to help this person with whatever that is necessary. Okay, this is a very Pacific read. I'm not trying to be funny when I say this, but this is for someone who is very financially stable, comfortable, and able. And I'm not calling anybody broke, but I'm just, it's coming up clearly in the read. This is a very abundant person. Okay. This is the type of person that could live in a six bedroom home, and they live by themselves. Like actually in a six-bedroom home by themselves with not a cat, a dog, a family member, your spouse. They could just, yeah, this is someone very well off. Okay. And they could have several properties and other businesses established that they are a part of and responsible for, or that they maintain. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, they're concerned with this devil energy that the people or person that they have left in charge will maybe won't do their part, or it's something about, and when you are someone who is used to being so independent, or you're someone actually who maybe you had to grow up before it was time to, maybe you had to raise yourself, and that kind of energy carries out through your adulthood. So I'm picking up, this is someone who's had to be independent and responsible even at a young age. And even though they are successful and they're financially comfortable, very, very, very comfortable, I'm going to say, very stable and able, okay, like successful. But this independent thing has them in the energy of anxiety. Being independent can be a positive, and then sometimes it could not be a negative, but not be such a good thing. If you're dating someone, a good example, you have to be open to allowing a person to help you. Someone may come into your life if you've been single for a long time and you're accustomed to doing things on your own. You have to be open to allowing people to help you and assist you. And so this is someone who has been doing everything by themselves. Oh, wow, this is very Pacific, for so long, male or female, that when someone shows up and says, hey, I got you, They're like, no, you don't. I got to show up and get this done because if I'm not here to do it, it's not going to get done right. Now, in reality, collective, I know you like, there are some things that if you're not there, it's not going to get done right. Yes, true. But when it comes to your health, something like this where the doctor is saying everything is fine, just have, some time off and you'll heal perfectly. And you are jeopardizing the outcome of your ability to recuperate because you're ignoring the directions of what you need to do. It can just make it very challenging. So that's what I'm picking up. Oh, wait, I was wondering where the reading was turning, but Spirit is saying that's what it is. They're used to giving, they're used to being the leader, they're used to paying for everything. This is someone who's used to everyone coming to them. They're the go-to person. They're the one who come up with the resolutions. And this is not out of arrogance. This is a responsibility that actually has been projected onto this person through their childhood. This stems from a very young age. And I'm pretty sure people watching this video can relate. And if you can't relate, you know someone that you grew up with, maybe when you were a younger child, maybe you used to play with them on the playground in a neighborhood or whatever, but maybe they were forced to be an adult before it was time. And that energy and that mentality, people have to do it for many different reasons. Okay. No judgment zone here. These are only spiritual messages and spiritual nudges here. But that energy and that mindset, has lingered into their adulthood. But at this time, there are points and times in your life where you have to reserve, those imprints that were forced upon you. And this is the time where they need to reserve it and they're being stubborn. So, like I said, if you know someone who's healing from anything, or maybe you know someone who's told they just need to take a rest. Maybe they've got doctor's order to take a break, go on vacation, like pull away because they're doing too much. Be a listening ear. Stay close to this loved one and be a listening ear, meaning allow them to vent to you. I've never said that, but there's something about this person really needing someone to be a listening ear in order for them to calm down, because this is someone who is successful, but they have been carrying so much, taking care of people, providing for people, making sure this person's straight, that person's straight, taking care of all of their family. I'm hearing, nieces, nephews, maybe they could have children, they may not. But this is someone who's been over giving their entire life, as well as they've had to step up to the plate before it was time to. This could be someone who was unable to focus on just going to school and being a small child and, playing with your dollies or, or your army man or, your Tonka truck. This is someone who could have some kind of really traumatic observations as well that they witnessed as a small child. So now they're very stern. Confirmation. They're not mean. They're not arrogant, but they're very stern, by the book. They're hyper focused on making sure that they dot every I and cross every T. And there's no such thing as perfect, but it has this person carrying this anxiety of, oh, I don't want to up, which can be positive, but it can also be a negative when it has you in the energy of anxiety. Because the word anxiety is just simply, collective, being in a state of mind where you're trying to control a moment that has not came to pass. You're trying to figure out something that doesn't even need to be figured out yet. So, yeah, that's why it's important to stay present. It's important to always stay present and don't be too far. You can plan for your future. You can make preparation. You can save money. Those are wonderful things. Buying insurance, all that stuff. But being too hyperly focused on the future, one needs to stay present. And that's what this is. This is a very different, unique read. This is very Pacific. But there are a lot of people, collective, who were forced to grow up before it was time. And just because this person, oh my, this is getting deep. Just because this person is financially successful, Like I said, they could live in a very beautiful home, 6 bedroom, came straight. Like this person lives in a big mansion or a baby mansion by themselves. Okay, in a beautiful gated community, that kind of energy. Uh, just because they have the material, people often assume that, the successful friends or family members don't need to be checked on or everything's okay. They may have people around them who is unaware of how they feel, and it would be a good idea if they would just choose to be vocal because there's people around them, willing to help. This is the time for them to be vocal. So if like I said, if you know someone going through this and they're close to you, maybe when not in front of people, but when no one's around, maybe you just want to be a listening ear, and you can do that just by asking them in private, not in front of anyone, how you feeling today, what's on your mind, and just let them talk, let them vent, let them release, and maybe reassure them that everything is going to be okay because this is a very kind person. They're very successful, and they cannot help um, the things that were projected and forced onto them as a small child. When you are a minor, you're going to do what your parent says, and everybody is working with the scraps they're given. So there are some situations where you should always find a way to forgive because forgiveness is for you. But there are people who do things deliberately, and maybe they're unfit when it comes to parenting. But there are some situations where some parents are unaware. They're just doing the best that they can. Okay. So maybe this person I'm picking up, they were exposed on my to some things that really encouraged them to be where they are today financially, and that's why they are successful, because they refuse to be what and where they come from. But wow, how all this is tying into this person healing from a small procedure. Wow, this is deep. Mm. Very Pacific read. If this is in your energy, maybe this is someone you know. Maybe you have a coworker or a friend who's sharing this with you, that they have a loved one who's having some kind of work done, or they're on bed rest, or yeah. There are people who assume that just because you have the materialism that your life is perfect. We live in a world, unfortunately, that people assume if a person has material wealth that everything is perfect. Everybody needs someone to listen to from time to time, and everybody needs some way to vent, to release in a healthy way. Doesn't matter about your financial status. Everyone has emotions and things that have impacted them throughout their journey. Oh my. So there's something here that this person, ooh, wait, I have to figure out how to say this. This person needs to be careful of not trying to force themselves to be fully recovered before the doctor's orders. So maybe you just want to reinforce that if you can, maybe through conversation. The doctor says everything look good, everything looks fine as long as you rest. You don't need no pressure, on that hip or on that knee or whatever they got done. Yeah. And it's something about they could further damage something in their body collective. That's what I was trying to say. Something they could further damage something if they don't take heed to staying off of their feet. And the way this is tying in from a child's upbringing and what they observe and what they experience forced them into growing up before time, maybe having to focus on paying bills around the house before it was time. Maybe they were responsible for paying utility bills instead of focusing on studying for their midterm or getting ready for prom or homecoming. Okay. That kind of energy. They had to be responsible and had to protect themselves. The person who was supposed to protect them, possibly a parental figure, or whomever had guardianship of this person as a small child just failed at protecting them and had them in a position where their attention was focused on adult things rather than child things, kid things, youthful things, fun things. When you were a child and you're a teenager, people have their first crush. People, you're getting ready for homecoming in high school. You're getting ready for prom. You're learning how to drive. You're figuring out how you want to wear your hair or how you're going to style your clothes, that kind of thing. Um, if you were a child when we had landline phones, you talking on the phone all night and going to sleep on the phone with your friend. You sleep? No, I ain't sleep. You hang up. No, you hang up, and then your mom or dad pick up the phone and say, get off the phone and embarrass you. Then both of you hang up. Those are the kind of things that a young teenager should be focusing on, having light-hearted, clean fun and experiencing life. But it looks like this person observed some things that really, my, it scared them, collective. I'm not going to go too deep. I'm trying not to go there. It scared them and they are successful. But at the same time, it's like later on down the line in life, they are successful. They have the life and the materialism that they want. But at this time, during this time of healing, they're having problems sitting down and resting because they've never been in a position where they can sit down and rest. And if you are somebody who's had to be independent and take care of yourself and maybe parent yourself, you can relate to this read. There's something here for you. Because at the bottom it says broken phase. And so that phase of their childhood at the bottom here, it really broke them. It made them successful. Like this person has the material, they have it. They got it, the money, the house, the cars, but on the inside, the inside is broken from what they had to endure as a small child. So there are people who become wealthy, famous, world renowned, who have a lot of unhealed trauma and pain that they carry with them on a daily basis. No diddy. Okay. Yeah, that's my sarcasm there. But either way, there are people, who carry all kinds of unhealed pain. Sometimes people aren't ready to deal with it. Sometimes people don't know how to deal with it, or they're just not ready. It's not always that they're ignoring, or they're running. Some people just don't know how. It may, play out in their mind, memories of things that have impacted them, but they don't know how to address it. And so they get so focused on working. That's what you call throwing yourself into your work, where a person stays busy. Okay, I'll just make this money. Okay, I'll just be successful and buy this and buy that. But still on the inside, you're not happy because you don't have peace. And if you don't have peace, you can't enjoy anything, not even your time of healing, not even your time when you should be on bed rest and it's time to take a break and, let your other business partners or employees or whomever in family allow them to help you. So that's why it's very important. And I talk about it just about every read about healing and surrendering and forgiving, because forgiveness is really for you. Surrendering is really for you, releasing the trauma, the drama, who you're mad at, and whatever have impacted you and what in any kind of way. It's really for you in order to move forward. The residue of pain that we hold inside of us, even if we don't speak on it, we can dress it up. Like I said, we can dress up the outside, but it'll show somewhere. It will come up like spoiled milk. It will reflect and show itself. Sometimes it come up in relationships, but this is very different. I've never picked up a read like this. It's coming up in this person's resisting to take time to just sit down and heal and have a moment. Look, can't calm it down. Full of anxiety, keeping busy and staying active because you're full of, this person is full of anxiety. As I said, I actually see someone hopping around with something on their leg, a cast, or maybe their leg is wrapped, their knee, something is wrapped up, and they're hopping around the house trying to do housework when they just need to just sit down. Just sit down. It's only a half a load of clothes. They can stay in the hamper. You're fine. Sit down. It's very important. It's very important to always work on self investment, which is investing in yourself. Seeking help is very important. Material gain is illusional wealth. It will never suit you. And so this person is carrying this anxiety and they think the people who they have in charge is going to do something that's going to sabotage all that they have worked for. Maybe this could be someone who has a store. This could be someone, I picked up real estate. They have some kind of business that where they patronize people. And maybe who they left in charge, they feel like they can't trust them. Or maybe this is someone who's known to goof off, I'm hearing. Like they're not business savvy. This is someone who's not, they're not they're not too professional. They don't know how to withhold and maintain a professional presence. I'll say that. They like to goof off. Yeah, they like to goof off. And, the more that they sit, they are feeling, that they're not in their power. They're feeling powerless. Okay. Male or female, they're feeling powerless. Okay. So maybe this person, if you are visiting them, because I'm seeing this person with a lot of people at their home around them. And when I say a lot of people, I mean like at least 5 or 6 people, just, people, somebody's cooking and somebody else is cleaning, somebody's, running errands. There's like a group of people just taking turns doing different things. So maybe if, they have visitors coming by, people coming to visit them and see them. So this is someone who's well seasoned in age as well. This is mature energy. So maybe they will confide in you, possibly, collective. If this is not your energy and someone that maybe this is a friend that maybe they will confide. I keep getting something about when nobody's around. Maybe when it's, I guess, people go in the next room or it's you and them, they may open up and actually tell you what they're worried about. Like, why I can't sit down? Because I left so-and-so in charge and I know they're an F up, I know they're irresponsible. Confirmation. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so, they want to protect what they have grown, what they have developed. Okay. But they don't get it because in reality, they have to just hurry up, be patient and wait and follow the doctor's orders. So this is a very unique read. I have never. They're hoping for a speedy recovery. This is someone who may cut their own cast off if they do have and say, I'm healed, I'm going back to work. This is like someone snatching their own, being in the hospital collective and snatching their own IV out. Like, I'm getting out of here. Let me out of here. I mean, it happens. People do it. Wow. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, this concludes the read. I trust and hope it assists you for your highest good. And, if this is someone that hopefully they will open up because they need to let it out. They're holding this in, this anxiety that they have. These experiences that they had as a child that forced them to be independent, but they're very hyper focused on independent and being extremely overprotective, because it is what it is. No one can take away from you what's yours. And if someone is in charge that you don't trust, then you might as well, if this is a storefront, this person might as well just close the store. If you feel no one else can, sometimes you have to do what you have to do and bounce back later. You know, they don't trust who's in charge. It's someone who they don't trust. Mhm. So this concludes the read. I trust and hope it assists you for your highest good. Later.